Hi friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my craft room. I'm here to do a flip through of the first greeting card journal, vintage style, that I've completed. So this is the one with I'm going to call it a wishing well on it. And this is the card part right here. All of this was the card. And this was a shaped card. Like, I didn't fussy cut this. I don't think, if I remember right, but anyway, yeah, I think it came out really pretty. I love the colors on this one, and as you can see, I've got some trim. This is vintage sheet here. I've got a pretty kind of fluffy yarn and ribbon tassel here, and it's detachable right here with a binder clip. I showed you this string I planned on using for binding in a previous video, and here it is. It came out really pretty. I really like that. It was just a random string with that came with some trim that a friend gave me, and I noticed I just kind of noticed that I couldn't use it for certain things, like maybe at the topper of a tag or something. But I thought, well, it's a really nice strong string, or it's not a thread. It's kind of a woven string, and so I decided to try it for binding, and it is really strong. I had to use my bigger needle to get it through the holes. It's not that fat, but still it was hard to get through a needle. But anyway, just a kind of reminder to myself and to you, if you're making a journal, you don't have to just use the standard things that we use to bind your journal. If you have some kind of a strong string like that, just a random string, try binding a journal with it. Here's the back. You can see I wrapped that pretty vintage sheet around the back here, and this is cardstock scrapbook paper, and you can see the trim on this side too. Let me show you the top view. I've got a few little paper clips sticking out there, and I've got some pretty vintage lace decorating some of the pages, so you can kind of see that there peeking out. This is a vintage white sheet that I tore into strips that I used for the closure here. It kind of reminds me of muslin, but it's a little, I would say, more lightweight than muslin. So, but it's not muslin. It was like a white or off-white sheet. So that is what the closure is made of. And if you saw the first video, this little goodie pack, we'll look at the end. But if you saw the first video, you will have seen, or maybe it was the second video, you will have seen how I made the cover. And if you get this journal, you will be surprised at how hard it is, because it's 2 layers of cardstock, and sandwiched in between the cardstock is a white, prime Amazon envelope, and it doesn't look thick enough to have that in there because those are pretty fluffy, but it is in there. When I sewed it together, I sewed it all around the cover, and it kind of just sandwiched that all together. And I just surprised myself because I've made them before and they seemed like they were fluffier, but or cushier. But it is just such a nice, strong cover, and it's you'll have to see if you get it. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, as we open up, let me show you the trims here as this is untied. Now you can see how those would look if you wanted to stand it somewhere on a shelf with that visible. You would see all the little lace trims there peeking out. And that's how I like to do all of my trims. I like them just peeking out a little bit like that, not, overpowering anything, the cover or anything, or the side of the journal, just kind of peeking out there and giving you a pretty view. So as we open up, we put these pockets in together, and there's double pockets here. And so I had a little cluster. This is a little kitty cat wooden button on this cluster, and in here in these 2 pockets, I'll just take everything out so I can show you. It's just a few things, but I used, along with this scrapbook paper pad that I showed you in the first video where I was working on these or getting ready to work on these, besides that scrapbook paper, which was all one-sided cardstock, I used a work basket magazine, and this is a page from the work basket magazine, and I just thought it was so pretty. I made it into a journaling card, so it's like a big journaling card. It's got a file folder on the back, and then this pretty page that I took from that work basket. It was just so pretty. I had to do something with it. This is sewn around with some thread that's kind of blends in. But I did a straight stitch around here because if you can see that pretty floral border around, I didn't want to cover that up, even with a thread that is so light like this. It's just so beautiful, and I hope it's showing up on the camera. And if it's not, if you see when you see it in person, whoever gets this, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just really beautiful page there. And then this is cut apart from the paper pad journaling card, so that is in there. And then I think I had that down here in this pocket, and then also a tag cut apart from that paper pad. I like how it had the gold accents on that paper too. This one has it too. Really pretty paper. Of course, this paper has the gold accents in it too, and that's hence the gold stars here. And actually this vintage card that I used on the cover has gold, on it too. So it all went together really well. Here's the first page. This is one signature. Pocket here sewn together. I had to, this is directional, so when I do that, I don't just fold up the pockets. I actually cut it off and turn it around so it's right side up, and then sewed here with a pretty zigzag stitch. This is a zigzag stitch that has stitches within each stitch. If you've ever seen that one, if you have it on your sewing machine or if you've seen it before, it's not just back and forth. It's several stitches in each up and down a stitch. So I think it's a really pretty zigzag stitch. And then in here, let's see, oh yeah, this is a pocket. This is a little vintage decorated pocket that you can put somewhere. It's an envelope made into a pocket, coffee dyed envelope decorated. You can see here some postage stamps and different things on here. This is actually some from a videotape, vintage videotape. As far as the reels that used to be used in videos, that's what this is right here. The beginning of it is white and then it turns brown. So that is that trim, what that trim is right there. And then inside the pocket I have a couple of journaling cards. I think they go like this. But a couple of floral journaling cards there in that pocket. So you can use this to decorate the journal, or you can use it as an envelope if you want to, just whatever. It's there for you to do something with. And then this is a photo of a little lady here on an very old-fashioned telephone, listening to a old-fashioned antique phonograph there. So a cute little picture. This is a music page, and this is the first page that all the laces are sewn on. I didn't use any glue on the laces. So they are all sewn on with that same thread. I used the same kind of beige, kind of vintagey looking thread in this journal, and in the other one too, when you see that. This is a little flip over the page piece. It has this pretty picture on here of this girl or lady, and it flips over. It's paper clipped on, but here's the back of it over here. You'll see it in a second, but it's removable and you can put it wherever you want. You can glue it down somewhere, leave it as a flip, but it does have journaling space on the back, which is, looks like it's avocado dyed on the back of this. Is scrapbook paper, and then I avocado dyed the back, it looks like. And then here on the back of this is, hold on, whoops, this pocket here that's made from this scrapbook paper here. And then, just one second. I thought I heard someone calling me, but it was nobody. So I'm hearing things. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this flip off here so you can see what's going on here. This is the flip from this side. I wasn't going to take it off, but here it is. And here's the inside. And you can see that's avocado dyed. It's got a kind of a pinkish hue to it, or peachy when you use the avocado dye. So yeah, that's on here. And I just kind of flipped it over this page. Yeah, so when you could glue it down here if you wanted to, say, and then have writing space in here. You could always make a pocket behind something like this too. So let me just put that back. And I have a paper clipped on. And then in this pocket here, I have this decorated with this beautiful trim here. And then in the pocket, I have some pieces for you to, these two pieces to craft with. Make a tag or whatever, you can see I have the punched stars there, and then whatever you put behind it, if you put a color behind it, you can see through there. So that is in there for crafting. And then this is a book page, decorated book page tag. Quite a few like vintagey looking pieces. And this is some scrapbook paper on the back, but it is light, so you could write on the back, light colored, you know. And then this is a little fabric tag, which you can use as also as a bookmark. This is fabric here, and it's got file folder on the back, and it's sewn around. So, and you can always punch a hole in here and add I think I have some glue on my hand. Add a little ribbon or something, just whatever you want to do. You can also always add these types of things too, and that's why I put them in here. Let me find a page. Say you wanted to add a tuck spot, you could glue it down, say here, here, and here, or even just here and have a tuck spot with this. So, yep, that's in there for you to do whatever you wish. And on to the next page. This is some paper that I have from a Chinese book. It's got these pretty, and it's got pages in there with the Chinese lettering and words, and it's got these pretty pictures in there too. So I put this one in here. And the next page is from a math book, a vintage math book. Even has a little pencil writing on there from whenever somebody used it as a math book. And it looks like pencil writing there right up here. And then there's an envelope here. This side is open, so you could use it, this little flap side, for a tuck spot if you wanted to. And in the envelope, I just have some note paper, my homemade note papers. I have 2 in here, I think. So you can use those for journaling or whatever you want. You can always glue something like that down onto a page also to make writing space on a page. Like that is something like this that you want to do something with. Just glue a piece of paper down there and use it for writing. And it's like a tuck spot over here, or you could do the same thing. I have done this before actually. I didn't want to use the flap as a tuck spot, so I just put something right over here and just let this blend into all of what I put here, collage or a writing spot or whatever. And then here is a pretty piece of cardstock that is like, it looks like writing paper. It's a cardstock scrapbook paper, and you could use that for use it for whatever you want, but you could also glue it down here and here and have an inside tuck spot there. So that is a nice fun piece of paper. This is, if you have been watching my videos, I mentioned how I was going to use my music sheet music covers that I didn't use in my pile of book covers last year. I decided to use them in journals as pages, and this is the first one where I've used this pretty sheet music cover here as a page, and I actually have lace sewn onto the edge here. So yeah, that's from Vintage Sheet Music. And then this is just some random fun papers that I got at a thrift store. So there's lots of lines here to write on. And on this side of it is plain white. I have this little mini pocket here that I just glued on a little while ago. So it's trying to keep this inside and get stuck, but it's not. Anyway, a little piece of fabric, scrap fabric there that I just glued on as a little tiny pocket. And this was a cut apart in the paper pad. And it's a little thingy. You can use however you wish, but I have it for now in this little tiny pocket. A little cluster here, kind of like a yo-yo, but not. This is a little gathered piece that I made. And then my friend sent me some of these little pieces quite a few years ago now, and I found one. I think I still have a few, but she made these little kind of fabric flowers here. So very pretty. I just put that in the middle of that little gathered piece as a decoration. And this is, I showed you this the other day, this is a vintage phone book paper that I put down on cardstock to strengthen it, because it's very, very fragile, kind of brittle. Like if you barely even touch it, it was going to disintegrate type of thing. If you tried to, I don't know, even when I was cutting it, I had to be careful not to tear it too much. And so I managed, even when I was gluing it, it was trying to tear. Not this one, but I just found that I had to be really careful anyway. So it was never going to be a page on its own. So I glued this. I love the patina of it. glued it down onto this cardstock, and then sewed around with this pretty stitch. And so now it's a beautiful page in this journal. And then this is from a vintage educational book here, and an old, children's educational book. This is a page from the work basket. And then this is the middle of the signature here with this cardstock scrapbook paper. I've got a couple of my little punched out butterflies here as a decoration, and clipped right up here a couple of pieces. One piece is, they're both cut aparts from the scrapbook paper, but I have washi wrapped around this one, so you should be able to take this off and use it as you wish. It'll still be sticky if and when you take it off, but you might want to add. I mean, I always add glue under my washi anyway, but I just thought if you needed some extra, it made me think of it because I don't know if it was this journal I put some in, but one of these journals, one of the pages need a little bit of extra strength, so I used this exact same washi here on one of the pages to strengthen the edge of that page. So those are in there, clipped in, so you can do what you wish. Here's the middle of the signature with this. I like this gold for this journal, with because this had a lot of gold in it, so I used this page with a lot of gold in it for the center. And you can see I just tied a little bow in that string that I used for binding. And then on the back here of this page, this is the back half now of this signature of the journal, one signature. This is a postcard. Let's see, it goes like this, and it tells all about this little it says Dower chest from 1790 on the front of this, but it is a postcard, so a vintagey type postcard there. And all my paper clips are decorated. So that's the work basket, the children's educational page. This is the phone book page, and that kind of random paper that I got from a thrift store. Achievement record. I think this was from a teacher. Maybe a teacher used to use that. And then this is the sheet music cover, and I put lace on this side too. And then here's that writing cardstock. And this is the math book paper here. Here I have a little cluster made from felt flower and buttons. And then on the other side I have clipped a journaling card. This is from the vintage card I showed you in Thrifty Thursday that I got from storage. Now I've turned it, cut it out. It's embossed with a pretty picture here. Now I didn't do it because I was afraid I would ruin the card myself. But you can put some ink over this embossing and bring out the picture more, whatever color you want, if you wanted to do that, or leave it as is. But I did stitch some nice paper on the back here to be able to write on, and it has a pretty stitch around the outside there. So that is just paper clipped right there. That Chinese paper. And then this is a pocket here with an extra tuck spot or a belly band. So in the belly band, I have this paper, this journaling card sewn around and decorated, but it's this paper is also from the phone book. There was some lined paper in there, and this was I think this was a book page. No, I guess it's just the file folder, and the print you see is on the other side of this this phone book page from the phone book. That's why I thought it was thinking it was a book page tag, but it's not. It's from the phone book. The printing's from the phone book on the other side. But anyway, that is what that is, and it's tucked in this first little, on the pocket there's a belly band, see it goes all the way through here. So yeah, it's in there. And in the actual pocket I have a few things. This is from the picture, celebrity photos that I'm turning into pictures. So this is one of them, and I put it in here and I'm basically calling these journaling cards, but you can use them for whatever you wish, decorating or whatever. But that is in there. And this is a little tiny notepad made from strips, extra strips from my cut-offs. So there's some fun colors in there. And these are, I usually bind these with just staples or a staple. This has two little miniature staples in there. So if you wanted to use these, like it would be fun just to write a little story on here and go from page to page. But if you wanted to take it apart, it just has two little staples there. So that is in there. And then this is a journaling card or a tag I made from an old calendar that I found recently. I thought it was fun. I like the font on here on these older calendars. And I even left the marks from the rusty staples that held it together and just added a little decoration here, but you can write on the back. So journaling card / tag. And then this is a pocket here that I made from, I'm trying to remember if the calendar was attached to this. I think it was. I think it was this, and the calendar was up here. So I took the bottom part here and used it to make a pocket, as you can see there. And it is on this music paper here. And in the pocket I have put a couple, there's actually 4 pages here. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the work basket. So you can have some crafty fun yourself with some work basket pages. These have pretty birdhouses on them. Just, you know, this has a sewing information. So I think those can be a lot of fun. If you can't use the whole page, use whatever part you can use. And this is paint on my hand. If you see that, you probably didn't notice it, but just in case, I've got some paint. I've been painting, and I'm going to be doing some more painting. So I haven't washed it off yet, but painting in the house. So this is the last actual page here. And here I have another one of the little photos from the celebrity photo book made into a tag or drawing card. Another another tag made from the lined phone book page and decorated, sewn around. And this is another little notepad made from scraps. These have some really fun scraps, as you can see. This has silver glittery hearts and all kinds of little note paper. This is from a calendar. Some pretty blue paper there, music, just all kind of fun papers in there. And again, 2 staples to take that apart if you wanted to use those separately. And in the back cover, where we also have some double pockets here. So in this first pocket, I have a kind of scrappy journal card there, totally made from scraps. And then this is also kind of scrappy journaling card made from an envelope. So you can always cut these envelopes open that I put in here. You can decorate them further, maybe add a focal point or whatever you want, make it into. You could put a writing spot on here, glue it down somewhere, just for you to have some crafty fun with. And then a lined page from the phone book, again made into a little tag. As you have it decorated, and this is a file folder on the back, so nice and sturdy. And let's look at the little goodie pack real quick. I put lots of things that when I was putting the goodie pack together, I thought things that I would like to have in when I was working on my journal, or things that I actually do use when I work on my journals, my own personal journals. So what I did here, let me just tell you this real quick. I like to recycle, plastic bags. So this plastic bag that I have these goodies in was from a scrapbook, 12 by 12 scrapbook paper pack, like a collection kit or something. And I cut it in half because I was looking through my other bags that I have that I'm kind of recycling for things like this, and I didn't have one the right size, but this was going to be the right size, but it was too big, but I cut it in half and sewed it right here down the side. My sewing machine did okay on it. It didn't really love sewing on here because it's kind of a slippery, plastic paper, but I did make it all the way and sewed it. It's kind of crooked and stuff, but it's doing the job, so it makes for a nice protection cellophane bag. And I like, I really do. I mean, that's why one reason I like making junk journals. It's so fun just finding new purposes for things. So anyway, in here I have these labels. They're stickers, so you can put those on a page if you'd like and write on them. And then 2 vocabulary cards that can be decorated or made into pockets or tags or whatever. Let's see, I think I have, oh yeah, here's 2 cutoffs right here. These are scrapbook paper from, that I used in the journals. And so these are 2 cutoffs that I put in here for you to have some crafty fun with. A blank blue tag that I made, that I showed you these already, and I'm working on decorating some of them, but I thought you might like one to decorate, so there's one of those in there. 2 playing cards are in here, vintage playing cards. This is from, let me see, I can't think of it right now. It's from Taboo. It's from a Taboo game, a little game card. And then a pretty pink lace that you can cut up using clusters. You could even back it and use it as a pocket, whatever, anything you want to do there. But both of these journals have a little pink in them, like this has some pink flowers back in here, all kinds of pretty yellow, pink, blue, purple flowers in this card. So then I have a guest check. I have a card. I have 2 cards actually. Let me get the cards together. This pretty one here. It's actually an invitation, but it provides lots of writing space if you want to use it for writing. And this one too. Just a nice card. And then this is a bank envelope. Thought it would be fun with a window in it. And then also another envelope. This is a CD envelope, green one, to match because this has so much green in it. So I put a green one in here. And then the last thing is a bridge score sheet. So those things are all in that little cellophane bag and will come along with this journal. And I'm going to get some of my strips too and put in here. I just realized I hadn't put any of my sewn together strips, and I always put at least 3 of those in for you to be able to decorate, make tabs, or decorate the edge of a page, or whatever. You can put them on the tops of tags and things like that too. Journal cards make little, polls and things. So anyway, this journal is finished. When I finish the other one, I will do a flip through of that one. But if you're interested in either one of those, just check out my shop. The link is below, and when you see this video, they could end up both being in there. So, check them out, see, which one you want, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching today, and everybody have a great day. See you then.